I'm Jay. I'm from the Sunshine Coast, and this is my 1993 Toyota Hilux.
Holy shit, mate, what happened?
Yeah, brakes just said no.
How you feeling?
Shit happens. Let's go do a little red.
How's it going, Jay?
Yeah, not bad, mate.
Good to meet ya.
Yeah, you too.
What is this monstrosity we've got going on here?
Just the old Hilux.
Yeah.
Bought it about 12 months ago when another car wasn't running as a on and off project, and built it up a bit better and ended up being this.
Very nice. So was this completely standard when you got it?
No, it was modified partially by another bloke
Yeah.
down in Brizzy. And then he put it up on Marketplace, and one thing led to another, and I just bought it.
So how much was it?
I paid $3,800 for it.
3,800.
Yeah.
And what is on it now that was on it when you got it? Or have you completely started from scratch, basically?
I've gone through and just freshened a whole heap of the stuff up. It had the twin transfers and a few other bits and pieces in it, and I went through and upgraded a heap of driveline parts and just gave it a big birthday and upgraded a few pieces that needed upgrading to make it usable every weekend.
For glassy.
For classy.
Bullbar, is this a custom one that you built?
Yeah, so that was in the shed job.
Yeah.
Just a weekend. It had a chrome bumper on it, so it was really nice and all that, but I couldn't put a winch in, so
Well, that's it.
steel bar came about.
What is this, just all mocked up out of flat steel or?
Just cardboard aided design. And then cut her out with the plasma and mig it up.
Have you already hit it already here? Cause it's
Yeah, I
split.
peeled that open.
Yeah, nice.
I hooked up on rhino's horn on a tree, and yeah.
Have you got footage of that?
Nah, that was yesterday.
Oh. And then Venture King's winch, how do you rate it?
Seriously, 10 out of 10.
Yeah?
Like, I don't have a problem with it. I run 2 or 3 batteries with it, so it has great line pull.
Yep.
But for the weight of the car, it's fine.
You did say to me before that you ended up skull dragging this thing up sideways or something. What happened there?
On bonus line, it sort of landed on its side.
Big red or
Big red bonus. Yeah. And it had the old Mickey Thompson claws on, which aren't too grippy.
Yeah.
And yeah, just sort of took a spicy line and threw her in.
All right, may as well open the bonnet up, show us what's in there. So, what motor is this one, mate?
It's just a 2.8 3L.
So, always late in the 2.8?
Always late.
Yeah.
Especially with the Treps on.
Factory turbo?
Yeah, so just a CT20 turbo, just on the factory turbo manifold, and then a bit of high mount stuff that happened last weekend. Get a cooler on.
Did you have to modify much to make it high mount?
No, not really.
What are they? They're usually low mount, but aren't they?
Yeah.
So did you just flip the exhaust housing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure with these you just flip them straight over.
Yeah.
And they just bolt straight back up to the original.
Then Bob's your uncle, you got high mount.
You got a high mount.
Where's this top mount from? It looks more like a front mount intercooler to me.
Yeah, it's 600 by 300 top mount, front mount, as usual people would use, and then yeah, decided that chuck a hole in the bonnet and send it through and chuck some fans on it and get it going.
Does it give it much more hurt?
Probably, but not enough to worry. It was more of just a weekend project and I got bored and it came about like most things on this car.
And then you've got a electronic fan on the radiator?
Yeah, because the viscous fan went through the rad last weekend on Widowmaker. So electric, keep it all nice and compact.
Does it get hot with the electric fan?
Nah.
No, it runs
it's,
good?
Yeah, fully foamed out around the shroud, so it's sucking 100% from the front.
And I suppose it doesn't get like high enough speed to even worry about coolant temps?
It doesn't really get revved much, this car, so.
What boost is running from the turbo?
I think it's only about 12 pound. It's just gate pressure, factory gate pressure.
Oh, so it's all just standard?
It's just standard. It's not really for power, it's just for a little bit of pickup up the hills when you're going track to track.
So you'd obviously be under the same philosophy as like those American rock crawlers where it's little motor running big running gear essentially. But you still got standard running gear, but you've got big tyres and everything. And
yeah, little motor, big reductions.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what they do over there. So we'll talk about that in a second, but you've got twin transfer cases.
Yep.
So much else? Oh, you've got shock towers?
Yeah, shock towers or shock hoops with 14-inch Bilsteins.
Yep.
Up here, they get it moving nicely. Everyone doesn't rate them, but they do all right for a crawler.
I've heard a lot of bad stuff about Bilsteins, but
yeah, everyone says they're outdated, but they work. They're not leaking.
Well, you don't really need shocks for rock crawling anyway. You just need something to stop the suspension running out.
Stop the flop.
Yes, stop it bouncing around when you're going up Big Red.
That's it.
So, wheels and tyres, mate. What do you got happening here?
Yeah, they're just a 37 12.5 on a 16-inch beadlock steely. Just traps, sticky traps. Second run out on them and they're feathering in nicely. So, still plenty more to go on them.
Just seeing you go up Big Red, these things didn't seem to slip or carry on at all. Like, it was just all traction.
Yeah, and they're not even broken in. Once they start peeling that leading edge off, they get better and better.
How does that work? Just
more surface area on that leading edge, and it'll drag it to the back shoulder.
Yep.
You get way more surface area and they get way stickier.
Have you let them down yet?
Yeah, that's on, fronts are on 7 to 8 and rears are on 4.
They don't bulge out very much.
No, light car. But they're not up in the sideball when you bind them. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, they're low enough. They might take a few more pound out of them once the sideballs break in nicely.
Yep.
Start treating them like shit.
Now, suspension on this thing is still leaf, but it's pretty wild. What have you done?
So the front is just rear up front with the 50mm drop hanger and just the bigger shackles.
Yep.
And then obviously the shock hoops to suit. The rear is a custom length pack with the mounts re-welded back onto the chassis in correct spots to bring the rear diff forward, and then the front diff goes forward when you get the rear up front.
Yep.
To clear the firewall for the tyres.
And these Hilux, is there a shackle reversal from the factory, aren't they?
Yeah, they're backside shackle from factory.
Yeah, I had shackle reversal in the Cruiser and I reckon it's the best thing you can do for leash on the front.
Yeah.
The wheel wants to come backwards instead of trying to go in through the obstacle.
Yeah, but no, it works well.
Yep. Reduction gears, what's going on there?
So it's just 2 factory transfer cases.
Yep.
Butted up against each other, and then custom length shafts to suit, and a rock ring around the second case to keep it all together so it doesn't explode.
What, can that happen?
That can happen. It happens regularly on Sierra cases in the past that I've had.
Oh.
So yeah, essentials.
Oh, so that's just the protection in the cab, or?
No, it goes around the whole stud pattern, like the whole rear stud pattern of the transfer case to hold it all together. It's like a 10 mil thick plate that goes on like all, I don't know, like 10 or 12 bolts.
All right, and the biggest elephant in the room, all of the dents and scratches. Where's the first one? Do you remember?
The first big one was on the other side, driver's side rear quarter.
Yep.
I destroyed the tub on a tree root going into canyon, and it just fell off a wall and put a tree root through the side of the tub.
Was that the moment you were like, time to hit the harder tracks, or?
That was just no holding back after that, really. And then after that, Big Red just made a mess of the driver's door. So there's just no stopping it now.
Did it have snorkels at one point?
Yeah, the last bloke used this car as a snorkel jig up car. So he'd fabricate a snorkel, put it on the car.
Yep.
Before this happened, to have a good fitting snorkel on all the snorkels he was fabricating. He's a fabricator, the last bloke that owned it.
Yep.
So yeah, this was his fit stuff to it car, and then.
But he never left any on there?
Nah. No. I didn't really want any because all they do is smash into the A-pillar when you roll the car and smash the windscreen even more.
Yeah, good point.
So
the windscreen is already smashed.
Yeah, a tree went through that and mate backed into a tree and then dropped the crown out of the tree into the screen.
Are you going to pull it out and run no screen?
No, I like my windscreens.
What about doors? We spoke about it before off camera, but tubular?
Everyone gets too scared when you turn up with tube doors. They think it's more capable than it is, so you keep it full body and keep it conspicuous, kind of.
Have you had any trouble with them not being able to open properly? Like, because I know this one, this one's a bit how you going.
Not at all, no, they're fine, factory fit. No, I've hammered them down a few times, the sills, because they punch up into the bottom of the door, but the driver's one, the door's gone as part of the sill now, so it's all just keep smashing them back down.
That's the go, mate.
More clearance.
All right, and you got shock hoops in the tray?
Yeah, just another set of 14-inch Bilstein shocks.
Yep.
On set of towers in there with the floor cut out.
Fuel tank in the back, is that standard fuel tank?
I'm pretty sure that's a GU sub-tank, and it's been raised up through the floor as well, just to get it clear of the tail shaft.
Yep.
Because it was up travelling too far.
Is there any sort of body lift on it at all?
Nah, factory body height.
So this is just all sprung height?
This is all just sprung height, yeah.
Do you know how much it'd be over standard? Like, I know it's not a registered car.
No idea.
It's pretty high, I'll give it that. Like, Hiluxes they don't normally sit this high.
Yeah. Because usually when people do the rear up front, they use a 2-inch rear up the front.
Yeah.
It gives like about 3 or 4 inches of lift.
Oh, yeah.
So it's probably, at a rough guess, probably a 4-inch lift. It's been sagged.
Now, what about future stuff? Like, have you got anything lined up in the near future for this thing?
Not really. While the leaves are working, I'll keep them in there, but there is coilovers sitting at home and a heap of heams, so could get linked one day. But while it's working, just keep sustaining it, keep it running, keep bringing it out every weekend.
Keep the brakes into it?
Keep the brakes into it. That's it.
We already had brake failure today.
Only once.
Only once. Won't happen again.
Won't happen again.
All right, we'll jump in the interior and have a look at the whatever's going on in there, eh?
The lack of content in there.
Okay, so we're in the death trap, mate.
Yep.
No interior, like no flooring, no...
Don't need that stuff too heavy.
It's already hot in here, it is. How is it going up Big Red?
Hot.
Very hot?
Very hot.
Are your feet like hovering off the floor?
That's why you always wear boots in this car, otherwise you'll burn your feet because the exhaust is right where my clutch toe is.
Oh, and it looks like, have you repaired any of that?
Nah, that's just all from the tunnel cut and raise.
Yep, so you obviously did all of the work on this car, did you do this?
That was the previous bloke did the tunnel cut and transfer, or whole driveline lift. So the whole motor, engine mounts, transfer and gearbox mounts, all the mounts throughout got raised up to get a flat belly for better breakover angles.
Oh yeah, because Hilux has got that silly
massive drop cross member in there.
Yeah, to lower the cross, like the
Yeah.
transfer case down and everything.
Yeah. And you can get a raised kit from one of the boys out in Bullbar, but this is just taken up to the next level and then cut the whole tunnel out and refab the whole tunnel back in at a better height.
So why do they have that from the factory? Is there a reason for it?
Nah.
Because Land Cruisers aren't hanging down like that.
I don't know, I guess it's probably to do with bloody pinion geometry and all that stuff to get your pinions down lower.
Because it's a shorter
Or
wheelbase.
Yeah,
or
or your
something.
drive line down lower or something, probably to get better life out of unis.
Yep.
But yeah, this isn't really getting much life out of the unis. It never probably will because it's on such an angle, because everything's so tall.
How often are you rebuilding unis?
Haven't had to do a set yet, but I'm sure it's going to be a lot worse than factory.
Yeah, obviously.
Factory form, but
So then you've got two transfer case sticks. Run us through them.
yeah, so it's just transfer stacked on another transfer, and they're just a alley adapter you buy from a few places over in the States, sell them.
Yep.
And you just bolt up another transfer. You can get reduction gears for the transfers in these, but these are just two 2.28 cases bolted up on each other.
So what are you gaining from all of this?
Just good reductions,
So-
good gear ratios, and then it's got 488s in the diffs.
Yep. Same as my Cruiser.
Yep.
Yep.
No,
So that'll be
great.
good for 37s.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gets it nice and slow. Practically can't stall the car. You can get off the throttle, and it won't stall.
Even if you hit the brakes?
What brakes?
Well, that's not after today, mate. But
It'll pretty much drive through brakes.
So-
It'll get in a bind with the traps and it won't stall.
so what you're telling me in like 100 words is this thing, it's nothing can stop it.
Not really. Just
Not even the brakes.
Just track. Yeah, not even the brakes apparently.
Now, is there any tracks that you've come across so far that really stop this thing, like at Glasshouse here? Is there anything that stops it?
Yeah, definitely. Wreck It. I blew a front tail shaft apart on.
Yep.
After a fair while of mashing up that and not getting it on the Mickey Thompson claws.
Yep.
And then I've tried Wreck It a few times now and still haven't got up that. Not Wreck It, Widow.
Widowmaker.
So Wreck It and Widow are the two I've got to tick off the list.
Yep.
And then there's a new creek track just opened up that's interesting.
Oh yeah. But obviously Little Red and Big Red are nothing for this thing, as we just did before.
Yeah, cruisy.
It's easier to drive up it than it is for me to walk up. It's easier to drive Big Red. Walk up and film.
That's it. It's easier to drive up Big Red than it is to do the chicken track now. So.
Yep. All right, thanks for watching. If you want to see any more four-wheel drives, make sure you tag them in our Instagram page. Thanks for letting us check out your rig, mate.
So good.
She's I couldn't believe going up Big Red. You watch all the videos of everyone going up Big Red, everyone's slipping and sliding and carrying on, and this thing here, you could have picked any line and you would have been at the top still.
Yeah.
You could have reversed up there.
Maybe next time.
All right, see you later. So, once again, we're doing our typical end of the video segment, which is, can it flex better than mine? Now, cruiser's all flexed up. Bring it in, mate. Hilux on leaf can now flex the crazy. You've heard bolting the top there?